And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. For the ones who don't know, unfortunately, I spent 5 years of my life in maximum security prison, West Virginia, Mount Olive Correctional Complex, and Hudsonville Correctional Center. Since returning, I've got my medical degree, and I'm currently working in urgent care, helping others who unfortunately cannot help themselves. What I do is I speak about the time that I was locked up in prison along with getting out. I also do video chat interviews with inmates still locked up in prison, regardless if it's for murder, spending a life sentence, for selling drugs, for robbery, just showing you a first-hand look what it's actually like living life in prison. You can sell guns, you can shoot guns, you can sell dope, you can steal stuff. At the end of the day, it's going to get you a 7x12, and you're going to be all alone. So if you haven't already done it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you'll be first informed when I upload. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. Go ahead and comment if you'd like to see any other type of prison-related content. So today what we're going to be talking about is electronics and what people do to keep themselves occupied in prison. As we all know, every prison is different, right? I've seen prisons that they have pool tables still. I've seen prisons that they have swimming facilities, swimming pools. I've seen prisons that also have cigarettes still available on commissary, along with ones who have electronic cigarettes. As I said, every prison is different. So the prison I was at, what people would normally do to keep themselves busy, we had tape players that you could still buy in commissary along with cassettes. We also had CD players that you could also buy along with an arrangement of different CDs. Not only that, but we could also get Sony Explode boom boxes at certain prisons. Mount Olive, where the individuals were never going home, that's for the long haulers. I've never seen a boom box hit like this, especially in prison. Not only that, you could also go and crochet things. You could go down to the game room. They had a musician room, as in you could go down and record music if you wanted to. Some people would do poetry, some people would rap. They also had bands. They had band night and you could play against each other. Not only that, they had courses, obviously, college classes. They had GED courses, along with some other things that would keep you busy. I think one of the most things that kind of blew my mind seeing in prison was actually the ability of having not only an Xbox 360, but also a PS2, PlayStation 2. Most prisons, they don't get any of that type of stuff. And I know in the feds, they don't have none of that. So it's, like I said, each prison is a little bit different. What I always wondered why is not only did they take cigarettes off commissary, but there's some prisons that have these clear electronic cigarettes that you can see right through them, as in you can't make a shank with them, you can't melt them down and make any type of weapon out of them. These prisons are banking off of them because you could charge whatever you wanted for them. If they cost $2 at the store, you could charge $50 to $100 and these inmates would buy them. It's just weird that some states have it and some states don't. As I said, if you go to prison, it's supposed to be for rehabilitation, right? So if you're being rehabilitated all across the state, why doesn't everyone have the same accommodations? It doesn't make any sense to me. Then again, I do realize that some prisons are privately owned and some are state and federally owned. What people were doing is they take these cassette players, these CD players, these trimmers, and they're turning them into tattoo needles. From the electronic standpoint, that's what they would be using. They'd also use some of the guitar strings as some of the needles, break them down, sharpen them, straighten them out, boom, there you go, tattoo needle from a guitar string. It's ingenious. The things that people think and come up with while they're incarcerated, brilliant minds in there. Unfortunately, they're in prison and not out here in society putting their brains to good use. I've seen some prisons have actually now started incorporated cell phones within their commissary system. Just like having a tablet like some places do, now you can buy a cell phone off commissary. Now obviously there's certain things you can and cannot do on this cell phone device. Obviously the videos and the pictures you send would obviously be monitored. You wouldn't be able to see any pornographic video, but being able to see and hear your loved ones on a regular basis, I feel definitely calms the prisoners down a little bit. Now I've seen prisons where they have flat screen TVs on the walls. I've seen ones where they still have the clear big bubble box TVs. Then again, we had the flat screen. You could get a 13-inch flat screen or a 15-inch. Now, it did range in hundreds of dollars, up to $500, $600 for a screen, but to be able to sit in your cell away from people listening to music and playing Xbox definitely helped people kind of escape the reality that they're currently in prison. Now, I've also seen prisons that also offered MP3 players, pretty much. So you'd buy this MP3 player with no music on it, but you could listen to the radio stations. If you wanted to get music, you would have to download and pay for each song, whether it's 50 cents per song or $1 per song. Pretty much that's how it is with these CDs. You can either buy a CD flat out, whatever CD it is, or you can make custom CDs with 15 up to 40 songs on each CD. Now each song would cost a different price depending whoever artist that is. Now I made a custom CDs, and of course I like dubstep, so I had a lot of Skrillex and Zomboy and stuff like that. You'll see pretty much sounds like, I don't know, two robots fucking on a fax machine, pretty much, with a bunch of other different background melodies and such. Now, things people would do while they're in prison is, obviously, they'd play cards, play chess, play dominoes, they'd play racquetball. You'd be able to go down and play basketball down at the gym. Some places had footballs, you could play football. Another thing that amazed me once I got up to Mount Olive, a level 5 prison where there's, how can I say it, life sentence inmates that are never going home with either life without or 1,000-year sentences, right? They had crochet needles up there. Not only that, but they had actual scissors. The problem is there's so many inmates up there that if you were to do something like that and get that ability taken away, then really these inmates would honestly kill you. Like I said, every prison is different and some places offer better options than others. I personally have never seen a pool table in prison. We had a ping pong table. Once upon a time, a foosball table. I was not in the area where the pool table was available. Now, some places still have it, but those inmates are not smacking each other with these pool sticks or these pool cues, which would obviously kill somebody in a certain circumstance. The only option I can give you is don't get locked up so you never have to figure out what prison has which amenities at all. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you're first informed when I upload. This is just a short video on pretty much electronics and different things that inmates do to keep themselves busy while in prison. As always, you know I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep pushing positivity. I hope you guys come back for more. Go ahead and put down in the comments if you'd like to see any other prison-related content, and I'll be happy to oblige. As always, guys, take it easy. We gone.